50 laps the distance here for the CRA EDCO Welding and Hydraulics Service Street Stocks here at Asphalt Wars 2011. Josh Poor, Rick Segvich, Chad Portman, Mark Mason, Dave Weiss, Brian Hopkins, Sean Amor, Jeff Lane, Nick Moore, Josh Myers, the top 10 starters. Troy Moyer, Tony Barkas, Josh Carroll, Steve Chrisman, Larry Lathan, Jason Drummond, JJ Schaefer, Dustin Sapp, Brian Gumbert, Billy Van Meter, Jimmy Kirby, and Eric Clevenger, the field. They will go 50 green flag laps here at Baer Speedway. Josh Poor, Rick Segvich on the front row. Event number 2 for the 2011 CRA Street Stocks season, brought to you by EDCO Welding and Hydraulics Service. Asphalt Wars 2011 here at Baer Speedway, a sunny Sunday afternoon here in Fort Wayne. Has a good looking field of CRA Street Stocks racing the half mile here this afternoon. Poor and Segvich lead the field to green, and we are racing again on the half mile at Baer Speedway. Problems initially on the start for Josh Carroll. He'll head to the 3/8 mile with problems. Meanwhile, Chad Portman in the 7, wasting no time. Portman gets ahead of Segvich. He'll go into second. On the bottom, the 71 car of Dave Weiss. This could be a similar battle to what we saw at Plymouth Speedway in the first race of the season. Portman and Weiss battling the majority of the day. The only one missing out of the battle right now is Eddie Wolf. Yellow flag gonna come out. Problems over in corner number 2 as the 88 of Mark Mason and the 73 car of Jeff Lane with problems, but that will draw the caution flag here in the CRA Street Stocks feature. For Chad Portman, Dave Weiss, Sean Amor, Rick Segvich, the front 5 cars as we get set to go back. Green flag racing. 1 lap complete, 49 to go. Green flag back in the air. Josh Poor inches out into the race lead ahead of Chad Portman. Portman working the outside lane. Weiss still side by side with Amor for 3rd. And we have a yellow once again. Eddie Van Meter, problems off of corner number 2. That'll draw the yellow flag.
Had mechanical issues in practice and qualifying his car, trying to get it up to speed. It was Josh Poor.
Heading into corners number 3 and 4, back to green flag racing on the big half mile here at Baer Speedway. Side by side down the back straightaway. Portman battling with Poor. Amor battling with Lane. Spin mid-pack. You see the 91 car. Rick Segvich, Jeff, like that Larry Lathan, and JJ Schaefer all with problems. Segvich, Lathan, and Schaefer all spin. Segvich had a problem, then the other 2 drivers tried to spin to avoid any more altercations down there, but nonetheless, caution flag is going to come back out. One of the few times that the Street Stocks are on the half mile here in Fort Wayne, rounding corners number 3 and 4, and we are back to green flag racing at Baer. Josh Poor trying to fend off the 7 car of Chad Portman. 2 complete this time by, still side by side. Single file up to the first 5 positions. Amor is still trying to work and trying to find a way around the 7 car of Chad Portman. Nick Moore, the 42, still sits in 6th. Amor now takes a look at the inside of Portman. Amor, a frequent competitor at the New Paris Speedway with some pretty frequent CRA Street Stock starts here as of late. Sean Amor to the inside of Portman. Amor with a look down the backstretch. Amor gonna make a bid here for fourth. Oh, Amor loses it going into the corner, and he loops it. Is that gonna draw the caution? He drifts to the inside of the racetrack. Still no caution flag yet. Amor gonna sit there idle, not doing anything yet. He may have stalled the vehicle. Still no yellow. He's relatively out of harm's way, but now the caution flag will come out just before the 27 car of Josh Poor was going to come around to lap him. Nonetheless, the yellow flag comes back out for the spun car of Sean Amor. 12 laps complete, 38 laps to go. Josh Poor, the race leader. Dave Bice second, Jeff Lane third. Coming to green again off of corner number 4. Field side by side through the first and second corners, down the back straightaway. Jeff Lane gonna make a bid to the inside of Dave Bice for second. Josh Poor gonna inch into the race lead. A little bit sideways off the corner. Jeff Lane. Lane with a victory earlier this season with the CRA Super Series opener at Anderson. Still side by side through the corner. Poor and Bice down the back stretch. Still Poor with a little bit of an advantage, but Bice pulls back around the outside. Jeff Lane sitting in third. Poorman fourth, back to fifth. Nick Moore. Josh Poor may very well get the advantage, and now he indeed will. Yellow flag's going to come back out, though, as problems for the number 23 car. Billy Van Meter with problems on the front stretch, and that's going to draw out the yellow flag here once again. Josh Poor, Dave Bice, the front two cars. Jeff Lane, Chad Poorman, third and fourth. Nick Moore, Brian Hopkins, fifth and sixth. Seventh and eighth, Mark Mason and Tony Barkas. As the field rounds corners number 3 and 4, back to green flag racing again here at Baer Speedway. Going to be interesting to see here on this restart how Bice handles this one. Bice drops back just a little bit. Josh Poor and Jeff Lane looking like they're going to be the rabbits on this one. Lane to the inside of Bice, off the fourth corner. Down the front stretch they come, side by side. Nick Moore solidly into fourth. Hopkins side by side with the 7 car of Poorman. That's for fifth. Josh Poor pulls ahead of Segvich. Moore will go to work now on Tony Barkas, and now Nick Moore and Segvich both spin off the final corner. As good a battle as it was, somebody had to give, and sadly both of them go around in corner number 4. Occurred during the caution flag after the 42 car of Nick Moore and the 91 of Rick Segvich got back going. Segvich pretty much drove right into the 42 car of Nick Moore. Segvich was then sent to the pit area, and he is disqualified for the remainder of the end. Meanwhile, set to go back racing. Josh Poor, your race leader. Dave Bice on the outside. Brian Hopkins third, back to green. 24 complete, 26 to go. As the field goes bearing off down into corner number 1, side by side, down the back straightaway. Poor inches ahead. Bice inches around the outside. Hopkins and Lane still side by side in the second row. They look just this way as they did at the start. Halfway. Brian Duncan shows the field the halfway symbol. Eddie Van Meter's son, Billy Van Meter, heads to the infield. He has problems now. Josh Poor inches out into the race lead. Hopkins side by side with Bice for second. Dave Bice, the Fort Wayne area native, has had a strong career here on the Northern Indiana short tracks, battling with Brian Hopkins. Hopkins continue to battling. Hopkins a little bit loose on Poor. Hopkins to the inside again. Brian Hopkins battling hard here with Josh Poor for the race lead. Poor just a little bit too strong coming off the corner. Down the back straightaway they go once again. Steve Chrisman spins on the front stretch, and that's going to bring out the yellow flag once again. Field rounds corners number 3 and 4. Back to green flag racing at Baer Speedway. The battle's going to definitely be for the lead on this one. Down the back stretch they go. Hopkins along the outside. He's going to have to use the ponies up underneath the hood to power around the outside here at Baer Speedway. Brian Hopkins, your new race leader. Brian Hopkins with a strong move down the front straightaway to get the race lead away from Josh Poor. Dave Bice continues to battle with Jeff Lane. Bice and Lane continue to battle through corners number 3 and 4. Trying to see who's going to give on this one. Still side by side down the front stretch. Chad Portman in the 7, Mark Mason in the 88. Gonna attempt 3 wide down the back stretch. Sean Amor thought about it. Now drifts back just a little bit. Mark Mason still side by side with Chad Portman. Oh, Jeff Lane gets loose once again. 3 through 7th, all here together. Amor gonna go 3 wide. He's gonna get 2 for the price of 1. He clears Jeff Lane and Chad Portman, but instead he spins off the corner again. Sean Amor spins but keeps it moving. Amor gonna back up out of harm's way on this one, and I think that's so that this field can stay green. Brian Hopkins with a good half a straightaway lead over second place Josh Poor. Then another half straightaway back to Dave Bice. White flag in the air. He was feeling pretty confident earlier in practice. He had one of the fastest cars here all day long. And now headed down the back straightaway. The driver of the Hopkins Towing, car number 95, rounding corners number 3 and 4, your street stock winner, Brian Hopkins, wins Asphalt Wars for the street stocks. Josh Poor second, coming to the line for third. It'll be Bice, Foreman, and Mason rounding out the top 5.
Usually a little shy when it comes to the microphone. To talk after his win today in the CRA Street Stock 50.